Well, for more on this, we can speak to Elisabeth Kendall. She's a senior research fellow at Oxford University's Pembroke College, and she joins us now from London. Elisabeth, Abyan is a southern province on the mainland, which has seen quite a bit of fighting over the last few weeks and months. How significant is this ceasefire there? Does it have broader implications?
The hope, of course, is that the ceasefire will have broader implications, but it's a very good start. Abyan, as you say, has been a real hotspot of clashes between the two warring sides within the coalition. It's the Southern Transitional Council, the separatists, who are funded, backed by the United Arab Emirates, and the Yemeni government, backed by the coalition, but in particular by Saudi Arabia. So their forces on the ground have come to blows in Abyan ever since late April, when the Southern Transitional Council declared self-rule. It is a good sign that this is happening now, that the ceasefire has been announced, because it has come on the back of a very active weekend with the Southern Transitional Council flexing its muscles, taking over Socotra, organising rallies in another eastern governorate, Al Mahra, organising protests this morning in the big governorate of Hadramaut, that massive eastern governorate there. And so it really looked like there could be an escalation. So this de-escalation is very welcome.
Well, what is the state of that relationship now between the UAE-backed STC and Saudi Arabia? I mean, we saw this de-escalation deal between them, and then the STC took Socotra. Is there a new dynamic developing here? What's driving that?
Yes, that's a very good question. There might be a new dynamic developing. It certainly looks like there have been signs that Saudi Arabia is tiring of the war in Yemen. It has much to deal with back home. The war hasn't been working. It's been going on for 5 years. It's very expensive. And the virus is spreading. So it could be that it's now recognizing the Southern Transitional Council as a genuine military as well as administrative presence on the ground in the south, and that it's therefore stepping over the head of the Hadi government in order to broker some kind of deal which allows it to step back a little. So it remains to be seen whether, whether this is just another cosmetic agreement like the Riyadh agreement back in November 2019 that was signed between these very two sides but has come to nothing. And then secondly, whether they're actually able to control the militias who fight for them on the ground. Will this be able to be rolled out across the south, or is it just another dead letter and there'll be more clashes ahead?
You mentioned the Hadi government there, and I do want to ask you about that, because I see that just in the last day, a senior official within President Hadi's government has said that they've lost confidence in the Saudis, who've been ostensibly fighting to return him to power. So where do the Yemenis fit in with all of this?
Where do the Yemenis fit in? Yemen is a tapestry, of course. The Hadi government, although it is internationally recognized, is not really legitimately voted for by the Yemeni people themselves. The President Hadi was the only candidate in the 2012 election, and his term ran out after 2 years. So it's unsurprising that there are splits both in his own government and within the coalition over those who support him, and within Yemen itself. We've got essentially 3 governments in Yemen. One in Sana'a by the Houthis, one in Aden by the Southern Transitional Council, and the Hadi government. What we can say is that this long weekend here has shown us how much power the Hadi government is losing, and that Yemen is now fragmenting.
Elisabeth Kendall there, speaking to us from London, from Oxford University's Pembroke College. Thanks so much for joining us. Great to get your insights, Elisabeth.